however, believe I'm a highly sensitive person, and it's two different things. Where they do have a lot of similarities in the fact that they are both highly emotionally aware of other people's So, peace and blessings, y'all. It's something I want to address, and it's about being an empath. So, a lot of us have been claiming to be empaths. Even me have been claiming to be an empath. Now, I will say I claim to be an empath because I express to someone how I feel about certain things when I walk in, be around people, and they told me, oh, you're probably an empath because I'm an empath and I feel those same things, etc., etc. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what that is. I've never looked at myself as an empath, but okay, because I was like, well, I see empaths seem very introverted because they take on the feelings of other people, but okay, I feel you. And just because you're an empath does not mean that you have to be introverted. You can be extroverted and still be an empath. But I believe that most people who are empaths are introverted because it's so easy for them to take on and absorb other people's emotions. It's a lot. I, however, believe I'm a highly sensitive person, and it's two different things. Where they do have a lot of similarities in the fact that they are both highly emotionally aware of other people's feelings, energy, and emotions, an empath will absorb the emotions, and a sensitive person does not absorb the emotions. What a sensitive person will feel is that they will get anxious based off of the emotions that they may be sensing. If the feeling is too overwhelming, right? So that means that if an empath met somebody and they were down and depressed, they could feel that from that person, and then they will become down and depressed. They will take that on, because I've heard some empaths be like, I was like that for a couple of days. I had to figure out how to shake it off. Hence why some of them are very introverted and stay to themselves. Whereas a highly sensitive person may come in contact with somebody who is depressed and down, and they can sense that and feel that, but they're not going to then become depressed and down. They may start feeling a little anxious, because maybe that person's how they feeling is so intense to them, because a highly sensitive person, they feel other people's emotion very intensely. So because it's so intense and I can feel it, it might make me feel uncomfortable and overwhelmed. I don't then feel sad and depressed like them and down. I just start to feel overwhelmed by the highly sensitive feeling that I'm getting from them. It's a difference. So that's I remember one time I expressed how sometimes I can feel people's energy and emotions to the point where I can't look them in their eye. So if I feel the energy and emotions this person is very, very insecure and don't feel good about themselves, I don't then start to feel very insecure and don't feel good about myself. But it's so strong. If I look them in their eyes, it's like I'm looking through them. I can see it. I can read it. And it's like as if they can see that I see it. It's as if it's that intense. And it makes me uncomfortable to the point where I don't even want to look them in their face or their eyes, because the energy, the emotion is coming off so heavy and so strong So do you see the difference? A highly sensitive person can get overwhelmed and anxious by the intensity of the emotions or feelings or energy that they're getting from other people, but they never absorb and take that feeling on. Whereas a person who's an empath, they're going to feel the intensity of that emotion, energy, and feeling, and they take it on. It becomes them. Y'all get what I'm saying? So with that being said, we even feel our own emotion as a highly sensitive person. We even feel our own emotions. We feel it very strongly too. So you can come into a room thinking that, oh, this overwhelm of feeling that you're feeling coming from somebody else is why you're feeling down. Is why you're feeling down and depressed. But in reality, it's not them who have you feeling down and depressed. You already was feeling down and depressed. It's just that intense that you feel like it's just surrounding you. If you really want to know and understand if you are projecting your emotions onto other people by feeling like, oh, well, I'm an empath, and you're giving me this energy of anxiety, when it's really you that's anxious. It's not somebody else. All you have to do is be emotionally aware of your state of emotions before you get around anybody. So that means when you wake up, tap into how you're feeling, how your day is starting, how you are feeling. If you wake up and you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you feeling great, and you made your breakfast, made your coffee, walked out the door, even though it was cold, you was still feeling good, and you walk into the office and boom, it hits you, and you just like, you just feel down for no reason. And then you look at your coworkers and she look like she just having a bad day, then you may very well be an empath. But if you bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, wake up, everything fine, you go to work and you may see like, oh man, like you see your coworker feeling down, and you like, you can feel that. She don't even have to say nothing to you, and you can feel that she down, and you try to, is everything okay? You try to be supportive, and she talk to you, she tell you, oh man, you can feel it, but you still move about your day. You ain't walking around dragging and feeling sad. You still move about your day bright-eyed. You still move about your day bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You still feel good throughout your day, with the exception of like, might feel a little overwhelmed about what happened. You don't take that emotion on. So it's the difference between feeling overstimulated or overwhelmed by somebody's emotions versus you actually taking on that emotion. Just because you feel overwhelmed and or overstimulated by an emotion somebody gives off, whether they're really, really happy or really, really sad or really, really mad, it doesn't mean that you're empathetic. It doesn't mean you're an empath. It just means that you're highly sensitive, and the intensity of their emotion gets you anxious. But if you actually take on the emotion in itself and you become that way, you walk around on the job and now you feeling depressed and you feeling down and you just can't kick it for some reason, then you may very well be an empath. Feeling overwhelmed or anxious about somebody's intense emotion does not mean that you're taking on their emotion. That just means that you feel their emotions so intensely that it makes you overwhelmed and anxious. Y'all get what I'm saying? I know it's cool to feel like, I'm an empath. I know it's cool, but no, some of us are just highly sensitive people, and where we may share some of the same traits as an empath, the difference is that we're not going to then take on or absorb those exact emotions. You may feel overstimulated. You may feel overwhelmed. You may get a little anxious, but that feeling doesn't change to their feelings, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So I just want people to be aware of that. And that's the importance of understanding and knowing the meaning of things instead of using them interchangeably. Peace and blessings. Love y'all.